Okie dokie, hello there.
Hello.
I'm here with Shimon.
Yep.
Let me just do the microphone. I hope you can hear us loud and clear. Right, so welcome to post AMA. If you have any questions, and there's lots of things to talk about today. Loud and clear, that's great. Okay. Slides. We're gonna move to slides because I want to show you a couple of things before we move on to real stuff. So what's on the agenda today? We're gonna talk definitely about the battleground. I have some models to show you, sprues to show you. That. And then we have the caves, heroes. One slide about heroes, so that's gonna be important. A Master of Orion, which is basically project move to January 2025. But quiet. I will try to do better. Louder. Then we have Porthaven. Porthaven is moved to, well, it's not moved, it's scheduled for March of 2025. Then we have a Starcide for second quarter of 2025. I have some ships to show you today. And concept arts and some renders of miniatures. Invoker for third quarter of 2025. And then we have the new actually stuff which we haven't announced like official. I mean, we did like on Essen.
On Essen, yeah.
We did like on Essen, so officially we can announce that this Hornord, which is gonna be in the fourth quarter of 2025 as a board game. Then we have a World of Tanks. So the World of Tanks is a card game, available also in the fourth quarter of 2025. And then we have a Quake board game which is scheduled for 2026. So this is what we're going to talk about today quite a lot, although I don't have any slides prepared for this Hornord, neither do for World of Tanks or Quake. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section and we will try to answer them. I'll just start with some questions here because I can see some of them.
Kyle asks, when is Battleground going to become available on Amazon Canada?
It's Amazon US, but should be available next month. We're still waiting for final boxes to arrive. This company which meant to manufacture boxes for us is basically kind of slow, but the shipping of boxes is scheduled to arrive this Friday. So once we have that one,
tomorrow,
which is tomorrow. Once we have that one, we start packing and shipping out, and then we need to prepare shipping to Amazon Prime because that's what we do. We ship our products to Amazon warehouses and then it became available. So I would say realistically speaking it's about 3 to 4 weeks, even month away from being available through the Amazon store. There's more and more products we are adding into Amazon store. I think there's a board game already available for heroes there. There's a full line of the Dungeons and Lasers products and such. So give us some time and it will be there.
So Kyle asks, where can I find the post-campaign survey for Home 3? That's going to be available in the next update, which should be coming out soon, I believe next week.
Well, under this, there's a link under this video, by the way. I think Victoria told me this. Just look for the link under this video, under the live AMA, and you should be able to access it. We also sent it out today at 5 o'clock-ish, around about our time, 5 o'clock, the survey was sent out.
Oh, there you go.
And yes, and also it's going to be available through the update next week update. When will the mod to be legacy shipping to the EU?
Starting from next week.
Yeah, starting from next week. That's confirmed.
If assuming they arrive, the new boxes arrive tomorrow, which they should.
Any word on a Heroes RPG? Not much, to be honest. I know not much. You have to wait for Modifius to give you some more information about it. We're not kind of tracking it. We might have some collab together, but nothing confirmed yet. I've got meeting tomorrow just to see what we can do together. Yes, the Quake is moved. Well, Quake is for 2026. We just literally a month or 2 months ago we signed the deal, the contract. So it needs to be designed. It needs to be a playtest and such. So we're not rushing the projects, and especially for the board games, there's no need for rushing. So more time you spend on design development, the better game you're going to get.
Congratulations on a great Essen spiel. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Our booth was amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of work putting it up and tearing it down.
Yeah. Which we needed to do like in 2 hours or 3 hours, and all of a sudden the security guy wanted to charge us like 250 euro if you're going to spend any minute more. So, but yeah, we managed to do it on time. Well, we had like overtime of 30 minutes more, but yeah. I love the Quake games. What kind of games is going to be? What I can say, it's not gonna be FPS game, like 100% FPS, but definitely it's gonna be fast-paced, yeah, and story-driven game. So you'll be very surprised. But I think we have a great idea what to do with this IP, and I'm very excited, much more excited than on Dishonored.
Is it gonna be 3D terrain, or how do you see it?
No, we want to do 3D terrain. I mean, 3D terrain is not the best for the board game, because obviously you play on your chair when you sit, and it's like RPG system, exactly the same. So any time of 3D terrain you put on the board, you basically start blocking the vision, and we don't want that. So board games, we know they're not required, but we will be providing more information about the Quake soon. And also here down the bottom right here is a QR code. If you scan this one up, it should take you to our page, and you may sign up for the newsletter, so you will have more information via newsletter or through this lives. I think I would say soon, but yeah.
So Porthaven moving to March means that's when the campaign plans to open. That's when we plan to launch the campaign in March.
Yeah. Exactly. So it wasn't moving. It was planned for first quarter. We believe we can have it in March. What is great about this one, at least this is what our sculptors promise us, that we will have 100% of models sculpted for this campaign before even campaign starts, which is like, it's gonna be a new experience. Having everything done sculpt before even campaign starts. So we'll see how it goes. No, we won't have no updates on Heroes Battles today. This is for the future AMA. But if you have any questions, please drop the question in the comments.
Aristarian says, I love the home survey. Questions were on point. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a kind of your voice to tell us what exactly you want. I mean, we gather those basic information because we kind of want to understand who you are. That's the part of the kind of marketing understanding of you as a customers. But then the bottom section of the questions are basically to tell us what exactly your expectations are and needs for the pledge manager and stuff. Yeah, same here. Okay, so we're gonna go and with normal AMA. So if you can read out Shimon, that would be great.
Yeah, Voigt says, how is the progress going with the Battleground app? Is there any need for playtesters?
Do you know anything about?
Well, we showed off some of it in the previous update. So yeah, we're still working on it. I think progress is going just fine. It should be ready, definitely in time for shipping. Hopefully we'll be able to get it to you sooner before shipping starts, but yeah, we'll have to see on that.
Yeah. So in general, once we have it, and it will need to be play tested by you. So we definitely, once we have a working version, not working version, but basically pre-final version, we will share with you. That's definitely the thing. I've got a question here about
what scale world tanks? Yeah, so we're I guess this wasn't shown clearly, but we're making a card game. There's already actually a war game for World of Tanks. Yeah, if you're interested in that, you can go check it out. Maybe it's more up your alley. But yeah, what we're working on is going to be a card game.
Exactly. So in fact, next year, because we want to diverse a little bit in terms of what we make as a products, we will have 2 card games. One of them is still yet as a secret project. We're not going to be announcing that one yet, but the second one is basically World of Tanks, and that's going to be a card game. And only available through retail.
So Nosh on the Discord asks, will I be able to add additional full add-on X packs like the props and neutral units to my pledge in the Pledge Manager when is it opened on November 1st? Will I be able to remove such add-ons from there as well? Is there anything that I can't do in the Pledge Manager? Yeah, so when the Pledge Manager opens, you can edit your pledge. You can't edit it freely. You can't go below the threshold that you already paid when the Pledge Manager opened. But other than that, you can like freely add stuff if you want to.
Okay, I got questions here. You could inform us if the survey add-ons will be available before the Pledge Manager Legacy order deadline close on November 15th. November 15th, to tell you what exactly and analyze, it's a little bit short, I think. We might not be able at that time, but it doesn't really matter because once you close your Pledge Manager with legacy shipping, can you add stuff?
I think it does. Hold on. Yeah, so I think this person maybe when it comes to anything new, again, anything new in this campaign, it's not going to be available through legacy shipping. It's going to come normally with the rest of your like main pledge. So all the new stuff from this campaign, like Cove and Stronghold.
True, but I think the question is more about if I'm going to get myself a legacy also shipping, and I close my Pledge Manager to get my legacy stuff, would I be able to add anything additionally later?
In that case, no. You'll have to make a new pledge, which has separate shipping costs.
Yeah. So that's that. We're gonna make sure you have that one in the.
But again, like when the Pledge Manager opens, those add-ons are going to be there. Like anything that we decide to add, those add-ons are already going to be there when you go to close your pledge.
Yeah.
After the Pledge Manager is open, we don't add anything new to that.
Yeah. So we will have, with the opening of the Pledge Manager, we will have definitely all those items. So yes, I would say yes to your question. This is a question for you because we played today, so you played.
Yeah. Will Masters of Orion have a solo mode that is on par with the multiplayer? The official page says it's just from 2 to 4 players. I do understand the original game was obviously more single player focused. So we are currently working on the solo mode. I think it's shaping up just fine right now. There's still obviously like a ton of work to do if we want to make like a proper solo mode. But I think we're definitely on track. I do still think I definitely prefer the multiplayer experience. I've honestly always been more of a multiplayer kind of guy when it comes to especially strategy games. But yeah. We're definitely working on it. It was pretty fun playing today. I did kind of get owned. We were playing two normal players and 2 computer players today. I got kind of owned by the other player because I wasn't expecting him to just roll over to the other side of the galaxy. But yeah, it was fun trading with the AI and stuff.
Yeah, I mean this game is just like, I don't know, it's also my cup of tea, so I really love it. I really love it. Did you enjoy today?
Yeah, it was just fun.
How about the other players? AI players for sure enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was okay. I could have played better though. That's always something that you can notice after you play a game.
But that's the point. I mean, if you finish your game and then when you after analyze that game, this means the game is great because, oh Jesus, I have so many different options I could use it, or I can play differently. You know, that's what actually drives people to play again. To try different strategy and tactics.
Up to a certain point, like to the 3rd turn, I think I played like almost mathematically perfectly, in my opinion.
And then excitement took over. Let's go!
Yeah, I should have expected an attack.
Hey Dim, hello. I was Can you read it out? Because
yeah, hello. It was an honor to meeting you in person at Essen. I kind of lost my words from excitement. I hope not thinking that I was a creep. You're good. Also, any news for the Homewar game?
So first of all, thank you for actually seeing us and talking to us. I mean, we've been extremely busy. Like the team was a little bit smaller than we needed for the booth. I mean, definitely next year we need more people to help us out. I mean, I was like running like a headless chicken back and forth between the meetings and helping out people on the counters. Thank you, and I hope to have more time next year to actually be on the shop floor and spend more time with people actually who are coming to our stands. But thank you, and all good, man. All good.
Toma asks, any chance for adding solo mode to Heroes 3 scenarios beyond the campaign? AI rules for clashes. That's what the game is missing the most. So I do believe there is already a solo mode, but for specific scenarios beyond the campaign, this would require a lot of work at this stage. So maybe not maybe planned for this campaign, but I could definitely see it in the future if we decide to work on like another solo mode for Heroes 3 where you can actually get like a fully fledged AI player.
Yeah, there's that thing which we keep mentioning about the live service, so it should be a part of the live service, and I hope we will be able to provide something like that. So all the ideas you actually throw in at us will be analyzed, so please keep them coming.
So Aristeon, Hom, are you planning to add anything from the survey to the Pledge Manager? Or the purpose of the survey is just more of a distant future content for the game? Yeah, so the survey is definitely stuff that will be heading to the Pledge Manager potentially. Again, not any factions. I don't think we're planning on adding any new factions.
No,
because we don't have time for that. So yeah, no new factions, but definitely like smaller add-on stuff that like you think would be really nice to just have with your pledge.
Exactly. We put like a small list of things you can select it, but obviously there's a box you can add it whatever you want, or what you would like to see it more. But there's one idea we have in mind to add something like a small expansion, not miniatures expansion, but basically something you wanted. So, and it was actually coming back on the comments, which was this playing mat or neoprene mat or dice set. Maybe we can combine it in one set and provide something like that. So we're thinking about that one, and yeah, once we have this content, we will share with you. But yeah, please make sure the survey is done as well, because there's always some good stuff.
The point says, Orion looked really impressive at Spiel. Didn't play myself, unfortunately, but enjoyed a lot to see others play. Impressive components. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. The box we have right now, I think it's gonna like double or triple in size with like the final game. Right now it's just like a small square, the box.
This is the Wolfenstein box, and we're aiming at double this size. I mean, a double depth. So it's going to be this size and the double depth. So the box itself is going to be huge. The content in the box as well huge, and the price tag will be good. So everything what you can expect from Archon you will get. Nice game, nice quality game, and for reasonable money. Okay, let's have a look.
Jutsus asks on the Discord, do you have dice trays to show us? So for heroes, I assume.
For the heroes, no, but we've been. Oh Jesus! I forgot to actually take it on the desk. You know what? Maybe
we should
hold on.
I thought we had a prototype somewhere.
Yeah, I'm doing
but yeah, I'll just answer some questions. The DNM, can't wait for my Caves Legacy shipment to come in. Eagerly awaiting for that email to drop with the shipping info. Yeah, I've been told we should be done by tomorrow. I believe for Caves Legacy shipment. Yeah, we can send like a ton of packages out from our warehouse directly. So yeah, expect it tomorrow, maybe, hopefully. Caves, do we expect changes or further additions or pictures to the Pledge Manager? No, not at this stage. Sorry, the only changes that we're going to be doing is to the Prisma cast sub-themes. We're still working on some of those, but you'll see like photos of those in the updates and on live streams as well.
So that's the prototype of the dice tray, basically. With different logo, you will find different logo whatsoever, but it's basically the one you can buy it from any store. It's a flat pack, so you can actually dismantle and store it. And whenever you want to use it, you just basically assemble that way, and you have your dice tray here. So that's the dice tray. Nothing like yeah. Let's check one more from okay. Let's move on to the next question.
Yep. So for Porthaven, will the core sets just be characters and NPCs, or will there be lots of monsters also? Yes, so for the core sets, there won't be as many monsters. There will still be some enemies that you'll be able to find. So some characters you'll be able to make into enemies, some maybe a bit more friendlier, depends on how you use them. But the vast majority of enemies will be in the stretch goals.
Yeah, so stretch goals will be a big one. I think what we already said for the stretch goals, we plan dragons, lots of monsters, dragons, sea dragons, And I think you will think about it. And also, what we haven't said yet, I think, on any other AMAs, that we also plan for the companions, the new companion set. So I have some concepts art to show you just in a minute if you stay a little bit longer. Okay.
How do you decide which games you translate into certain languages? Mainly, is there any chance for any more of the upcoming games that will also be in Czech, like Heroes is? So for the Czech language, I think Heroes is an exception because Heroes is a bit more popular in the Czech in Czechia than most board games are usually. I mean, normally it really is dependent on how many people are interested in the game.
Exactly.
So I think right now we just settled on more or less like 500 backers. 500 backers from like a certain country, like that speak a certain language, would probably be enough to convince us to release a new language version.
The translation to a new language is around about 20,000 euro, by the way. So this is how much you pay for a single language for translation. We need to make sure that at least we break even. So we always set like around about 500 to 600 backers, at least minimum. And that will cover translation and the product, but no profit. So, but basically we'll have to like translation. Yeah. So number of buckets usually. Any more questions you want to answer from here?
Yeah. So Reese asks, will the large ship and stretch goals be available separately for Porthaven? Yes. So the large ship will be exchangeable for 2 core sets. So if you starting from the second smallest pledge, you'll be able to exchange all those core sets for the big ship. It won't be available through the stretch goals. You just get one of the pledges, exchange the core sets, and you can pick the ship.
Yeah, it's gonna be also in the add-ons, basically paid add-ons. So if you want to just get the ship itself through the add-ons with small box of miniatures or like captain ship or whatever, you can also do that way. Okay, have you answered this one then?
I have not yet, no.
Okay.
So the Grim on Discord says, or asks, for DNL Caves, will there be high quality pictures of all the sets and sub-themes posted before we need to close the Pledge Manager? I think we need to do this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I would say yes, we have to do it and it will be done. That's what we're currently working on to finalize the rest of the sets. Jump 2.
I am Era on the Discord. For the heck of it, have you guys considered using Prisma cast for something like Home 3 tiles? The plastic would be much sturdier than the cardboard, and it's only 1 new injection tool because they are all the same size. Obviously not realistic for this campaign, too late for such a change, but for future games or a re-release, it could add a more premium feel to it. I think for tiles, I don't think it's as good of a solution. I think he wants the 2D art to be properly visible on the cardboard. Yeah. I don't think it's as vibrant.
Although there was one game we were working on like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, which could potentially actually that game was waiting for this tech, but it was completely different game. wasn't Heroes. And we were thinking about the plastic components because it adds premium.
Okay, yeah, for a game that uses plastic terrain completely, yes. I would agree that it would be fitting. Yeah. But for like a more map-oriented game,
for Heroes it wouldn't work.
For a 4X, I don't think it would work as good. Yeah.
But we had idea for the game, which was basically about dungeons, about those things, and we play tested and we said, well, we could make it in plastic and then just color-coded plastic and play that way. Even the color-coded wasn't looking very good because obviously, well, it just color-coded a simple one color. But now with things like this, for instance, it's more real, right? To actually, voila, to make a full product there. Okay. I will show you those things in those close up on the next sections.
Conrad, hey, happy to comment again. In the Pledge Manager, will there be any new t-shirt graphics? Of course, this suggestion will go into the survey as well. So right now we have one design for the t-shirts, I believe. Are there going to be any other ones?
I don't think so. I think we're going to stay with what we have at the moment. The thing is basically we don't know how many orders for t-shirts we're going to get. And if we make like 3 or 4 or 5 different designs, obviously the cost will be different for us as a manufacturer. So we have to be careful on that.
Meandor for Hom 3. What do you think about the idea of combined artifacts, an additional deck of cards such as siege machines, and in the case of having 2 artifacts, for the set you get a passive? Yes, I believe this was already tried in like very, very early playtests, and generally it just made the game a lot more complicated and difficult to understand, and very messy as well. So I think the design team ultimately landed on the current solution, which we have in the game. But you know, I don't know. Well, maybe they'll find a new solution for this kind of mechanic in like a future expansion. Who knows? Shion says, I do not understand why my pledge is not editable and the pledge manager is still open. Yeah, so if you close your pledge, meaning that you pay for shipping, once you pay for shipping, your pledge is closed and you won't be able to edit it again. The most you can really do is open a new pledge or ask for a refund at that point. Unfortunately, like with our new system, it's very difficult to make any changes. But yeah. If you just want to change the shipping address, then yeah, you can probably just reach out to us through our support email.
Yeah, I have seen all the amazing painted miniatures you have. Is any plan to make a complete gallery? Maybe in your page, it would be a great reference help.
Yeah, I have seen this a couple times as well, where people would like to see like a reference of all the minis we have available. I think it'd be nice.
It would be nice. Yes.
It was a ton of work. It would be a ton of work. Like already with the Deus Leg gallery, it was like a load of work that we really struggled to get through.
Yeah. At some point, definitely yes. But at the moment, there is no manpower to do that. Ideally, what we would like to do and have in the future is like a copy of what is on a Games Workshop page, where basically we can tag it or attach the image from internet of, you know, people painting miniatures and models.
360 image as well.
Oh, 360 image, yeah, I love that one. I love that one, really love that one. But capacity in terms of doing that, it's just crazy at the moment. So we would need like 5-6 more people in a studio here, painters and everything else to actually do that. You're gonna like that question.
Will the Porthaven ship be a normal ship or also be available as an airship? Yeah, so that kind of modularity is not within the scope of this airship. It is strictly planned to just be a normal airship. Maybe in the future we'll be able to make an airship, like a very big airship. But yeah, that'll have to be left for a future campaign.
Yeah. Can we have the revealed pre-painted set shown in a single location for clarity, pretty please? Yes. We will do that and keep updating the photos on the updates on the caves page. So please stay tuned on that one. I know we're lacking at the moment of this clarity of, you know, all the pre-painted sets. So give us a little bit of time and we will make sure that we will catch up on it. Everything been in rush in the last couple of months only because we have the trade shows here. Trade shows. I was flying over to other countries just to have meetings and everything else, and so on. So not looking for excuses, but yeah, it will be done. Okay. So let's have a look what we have more here.
For home battles, lots of questions about home battles recently in this AMA. Have you decided what miniature scale you're going for? Epic, heroic, or maybe a mix?
Yeah, it's gonna be 32mm, I would say. It's 28 heroic, but it's 32 basically. So that's how it's called. So that's the scale we already saw. We already have planned this one out for that scale, also including terrain. So terrain will be scaled accordingly to that scale. There'll be also quite a lot of terrain, by the way.
Yeah, well, we have the capabilities, so...
Can the Lord of the Rings game be a possibility in the future? Lord of the Rings, in terms of miniatures, is basically locked by the by Games Workshop. Games Workshop is holding the rights for it for the last 20-something years, and they don't want to give it away for the obvious reasons why. So I would say no at this stage. I think for the board games, the other people having the rights for it. And it's becoming a little bit competitive, too much competitive. I know Simon's got the other miniature section, which is not called Lord of the Rings. It's called, different story. So sorry, I cancel what I just said about the Simon. I was thinking about other projects. Sorry, the entirety is basically, yeah.
So the option to pay for shipment and add to pledge, any extra content will be open from November, 1st of November. If that is when the pledge manager opens for heroes, then yes. Then you can please remember to add to your pledge first. Add any add-ons to your pledge first, and then pay for shipping. Because again, once you pay for shipping, you won't be able to edit your pledge. Your pledge will be labeled as placed paid, and then we'll change it manually after like a couple of days to preparing for shipping. Yeah. And at that point, you cannot make any edits to your pledge because at that point we have the invoice already generated, and it's just not possible to make changes at that point.
Michał, unfortunately not today about the heroes battles, but just stay tuned. It's coming. It's coming. More stuff.
Conrad asks, for Hom 3, do you think are you able to create some kind of plastic hex folder to create maps? I am clumsy and I'm constantly messing up the whole map. I'm assuming he's talking about like
just map on the when you're actually moving around and table, whatever they can split apart.
like just a hex thingy.
So no, like a clip which join them together and they stay in place.
That, yeah.
We haven't thought about this one. I don't know. It's depending how big demand is there, because tooling is very, very expensive for anything basically nowadays. So there must be a huge demand for that one to actually do that. Just put in a survey, out in the survey. There's more people in the survey asking for this. We will consider. I like that idea. Can you do the treasure map for?
Yeah, we have something very similar planned for the campaign, like during the campaign.
So here you have it.
Yeah, so you can look forward to that.
So what's happening in the working doors and the buying separate sprues? Well, the team is basically overstretched at the moment, and we're still looking for more people in terms of sales and looking after the online store. And now on top of that, we have Amazon. So we need to really dig out from what we have to do and then focus on the small things. And however, the working doors, I think they were planned to be released at some point.
The thing is, I don't think we have plans to release the doors.
Because they mixed and match.
Yeah, they are kind of mixed with sci-fi doors as well, I believe, which is why we're not really looking to release them.
Right.
But we would definitely. There's also some problems with like the hinges in general with the doors because it's still a pretty old tech in regards to like DNL tech. So I do think they may break off a little bit too easily, and there are some problems with connections. But we would really like to revisit it someday and make better doors, I guess, for DNL.
Somebody was adding more stuff to the pledge, even though he paid for already. So need to look into this.
Is my pledge not closed because I have paid for it all and asked me, but I can still add stuff? Yeah. So okay. I know I said when you pay for shipping. Specifically, it's after we close it manually. So once you pay for shipping, it's marked for closure. I guess I'll say that. And we go through the pledges manually and we close them. And once your pledge is marked for closure, it should be closed within like a couple days, more or less.
Yeah, more or less. Because they needs to go through the invoicing system, right? Taxes are important to pay, so you need to make sure that is done correctly. Right, let's go for the next questions.
So, Cataract asks for caves. Can you please show us transitions between different sets?
Yeah.
Like caves and Belly the Beast.
Yeah, that's the thingy which is currently on the list to do. So once we have everything pre-painted, Prisma casted, we will show you those things. We will show you how the connection between each of them looks like and everything else.
Taverna asks on the Discord, I know that there is an art book, but I really love the artwork of your boxes. Due to space restrictions and transportation reasons, I have to buy the big box. Is it possible to get the art from the boxes somehow, as posters, for example? I believe some of the art is available in posters, if I remember correctly.
There's no plans for releasing any more arts, by the way, so that would say, to answer this one, no. However, if you go on the art station, you're probably going to find artists that made those arts, and you can just download them from them and just print out if you want. Or, order some canvas or things like that. They're not that expensive.
So, DNL, any chance for Prisma cast miniatures yet? Yeah, we're still quite far away from that. That we would have to... It would require us to restructure pretty much all of.
I mean, we have a long list of things we want to do, and something really big is coming next year, which probably gonna take a lot of machine time. So the miniatures, I would say, probably 2 years away.
I mean, it's R&D, so it's gonna take time, and we just have to focus on manufacturing.
I want to try for Titanomachy because that was a original plan for Titanomachy to do that. So Titanomachy is our the mech game, so that would be much easier to do because then we can make a spruce in a silver, metallic silver color. And
at that point, are we just gonna make them pre-assemble as well? Like
no.
Here,
no. We're never gonna be doing any pre-assemble. Doing pre-assemble in Europe, in Poland, even in Poland, is impossible because of costs. So the China is good at making pre-assembled miniatures because they are very cheap labor compared to Europe. So you would have to charge like 3 times more for the games if you want to pre-assemble models and miniatures. That's the thing. We do have other technology in mind to compensate that, but like for the Master of Orion, which we call them sprue. How do we call them? Sprue punch. Do you have any sample to show you today? No, I don't have it. I will do it next time. But no, nothing in terms of pre-assembling stuff.
Razi on the Discord asks, can you please get the license for either Turtles or Mega Man and make some legendary games out of them? Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future.
I know we have.
the
I know Jakub is a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
The Turtles actually, there's been a board game already, and I think the license is already locked to that company for it's gonna be probably locked for a long time. Huh?
Mlock on the Discord asks, we can see the effort put into the retail side of DNL, but only some sets/models are in retail, so the vast majority of DNL minis cannot be seen on your website. Are there plans to have all the models shown on the website in high-res or 360 photos that will be available or usable as a painting guide? Also, are you planning to set up a user-painted section on the website with backer minis in some sort of gallery? That's a great idea, actually.
I like that idea as well.
Yeah, so we really like the manpower right now, but definitely something to look at.
For the painting models miniatures, we probably notice on our channel here, we start with painting with Dave. So Dave is doing a little bit of painting and showing how, doing small tutorials. I think it's going to be more of that, not only for heroes, but also for other miniatures. So you'll be able to see at least how to paint those minis. And Dave's got a great skill in terms of painting models. Yeah, that's that. Right, so let me show you some things. Unboxing. So in the last few weeks, months, we have done quite a lot of sprues for masters. That's the train sprues. I want to show this one. There's one miniature here. I do have those minis assembled. They have made in a clear with the light gray plastic, so you might not see all the gray detail on the model, but it's actually great and spot on one. And that pieces of terrain, I think this is for the first time when we did such a large piece of terrain for Battleground itself, and hollow inside and things like that, but it's actually amazing. Then we have those pieces as well on the same sprue. It's really this 3D effect, I like it. It's only 2 pieces, right? You have a base here, you have base and that element which goes on top. You may add it, you might not add it. It works both ways, with and without it. So that's that on that sprue, and then standalone additional pieces of terrain, difficult terrain, and so on. So this that's one. I did show you this sprue, but I haven't shown you the miniature. So like this way. That's that, and its mouth is moving. Wee-ha! Like on a toy. So that's that. Hope you like it. We spent a lot of time on that one. And then we have a bunch of miniatures. So this is a, how we call this? This is a Snake Man 2. So this is sprue number 2 for the Snake Man. And I'm going to show you some models and sprue in general in detail. Yeah, now we have these models assembled, obviously. So Show you that. See the skin and everything. I mean, the detail on the bases and on the model is pretty good. Like this. So these minis are coming very nicely. I think there's like only a couple tools left, and we done with the tools, which means then we can start repacking everything and get ready for shipping in January. It's gonna be again a few months before we said we will ship in. That's us. My coordination today, hand to eye to screen, is very bad. Sorry for that. What else we have on that row? And here. Self. Is it going to? No, it's not gonna focus. Unfortunately, this is the best I can do. But you got the point. Right? And then we have another sprue. This one is also made in a great plastic thus far because it's just like the prototype. This is the Preternia Heroes. That's the sprue. Yep, that's the sprue. So you will find here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miniatures. And again, just to show you some bits and bobs on the sprue, the quality of it. Right? Nothing to be ashamed of, by the way. I mean, you probably have seen that nice video done by the Squigma on our models. We did like a few models for him, so you know very well that the quality of things we do at the moment is just getting better and better. Show you those up. My favorite. Absolutely my favorite. I haven't played for like donkeys. And yesterday we played like a first prototype of Invoker, and I was like having vibes of okay, I need to go back and play Moto B. Think himself. Yeah, okay. That is what we have for sprues. Yeah, let's move on with the slides. So moving to caves. 1 second.
Yeah, so we can quickly move over to some questions actually. Will there be more painting tutorials? Yes. We have heard the feedback as well. We're looking into it. Again, it's still a learning process. There's a lot to get through in order to like make a properly edited video that's like has everything you need to know to be able to paint the miniature how we show it off. But yeah, definitely more on the way. David has a question for Hom3. Pretty good survey questions. Will there be an update or results for the survey questions? Yeah. I think we have, well, always, depending on the results of the survey, we will be adding stuff to the pledge manager. We're going to be releasing probably an update once, well, probably next update actually, will contain the results of the survey and what we plan to add to the pledge manager.
Congratulations on making miniatures for Squigma. Yeah, we will have more collab with him on minis and models and other things. So quickly just going back to the slide which I just put out, and legacy shipping, we ship 108 ship out of 337. This is going to increase like double, triple. We should be out within 2 or 3 weeks, and then legacy.
2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, or even faster.
I thought it was like we're going to be done tomorrow.
Or is it really? Okay. So
okay. Well, I mean, at the beginning of this week, I was told it was going to be done by the end of this week. I think there was a slight delay, like a 1-day delay.
Well, people are going to get within 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, people are going to get people are going to get their packages in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
2 to 3 weeks. But yeah, should be done by tomorrow. Okay. If not, there's going to be like a remainder left next week, early next week. But
it wasn't much. This is like 2 days of shipping for us anyway.
Yeah,
that's it. What you see on the screen is basically the new stuff which we designed for it. So there's a bunch of miniatures. Yeah, some of them really great. So as for the demons section of it, now most of these things been already tooled, so I should have the physical miniatures I think the next few weeks, so to show you. So I'm gonna be showing you assembled models and miniatures for that. Oh.
And here we have the man himself.
Ooh. I wanted to show you this. This is basically what we have done for our, how we call him? Valor?
Yeah.
There's some noise even in the background. So Anya did that quickly. There's a nice render to show you what exactly you will get. So see those red things there? Like these ones? This is all gonna be clear plastic. So you will find them inside his body. You will find them here like a stones sticking out, and they're gonna be clear plastic, red one. Also the flame on the back. This is also clear plastic. So this is something which we crazy model, absolutely crazy model. And I want to show you because I want to show you the base. I want to show you everything. So I think we're getting close to big boys competition in terms of a model's design. And yeah, and that's once this is tooled, once this is on my desk, I will be, you know, having at least 10 of them. There's option obviously because you can see now with the sword, but we also have one with which is with the whip. I think the render we have it here is with the whip. Yeah. So it's a very long whip which goes around his body and then goes out on the back. So yeah.
I honestly prefer the whip. I think it looks way cooler.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Options are always better.
It's optional, so you know.
Yeah.
If you like the sword, then you can go for that.
Exactly. So it's a sick model. It's a sick design. It's sick design. I mean, absolutely love it. Much better than we did on a concept. So yeah, spent some really quality time on a good time to actually get a good quality of this model. Yeah, that's true. Yes, that's what I would say. So the quality is much better than the concept art itself. So Conrad, who was actually doing it, spent a lot of time on sculpting this model, longer than we normally spend. So, but that's the point. That's the point. You have to spend more time on this.
So Corvus says, please assume people will want to paint in the sub-assemblies when working out the tooling, if we want to keep the clear parts clear.
Yeah. So, as you can see here on that one, these elements goes inside, so you will have to either paint them before you assemble at least the head. The rest of them, they are basically separate to the body, so we have a like split line here in the middle, and that core which goes inside you don't have to assemble. So at least head, the face itself was painted outside, and the rest of the stuff painted inside. You know what I'm saying, before you assemble. That's that thing. And here this is just element which goes on top of the sword, that thingy there. So just added at the end later, once you painted an assemble model. Yeah. So that's that for caves. that's that for caves. I wanted to show you some things from caves before we move on to a heroes. Just switch to the camera. So as you might know, we've been doing a lot of repainted stuff. I want to show you this test. The color saturation, we're still working out on the color saturation, and once we have the it correct and assembled, we will do that. We will show you. This one is the second set. I mean, we have lots of blue eyes here. I guess we have to change some eyes colors to different one, but this is very busy sprue, and it has lots of elements and things on it. So once you paint it, it looks like that. Once we paint it, looks like that. I mean, I think this is quite cool, pretty cool. This is something we are currently testing out, and it's not ready yet. But this is where we have a mix of clear plastic. So you have this bloody ready clear plastic. It's actually additional paint we put on top of it. It's a varnish paint, which makes it really, really glowy, but just these elements, so everything else is not glowy. And then you have all those details on it, so that's for that. Some graphic is misplaced, by the way, here, so don't worry about this section here. It's still not being fully play tested and fully tested, basically. So yeah, that's the second thing which we have to work on this set. But we're getting close to actually finishing, I think, the expansion sets, and we have a core set, so it's not that far away from showing you everything. I've got one more sprue to show you, which was just tested this week, a couple days ago. Yeah. So that's that. As you can see, the color saturation is not there yet. We have to improve especially the red color. It's not there yet. I think we have to improve that one, but in general, that's what I expect. So I like this one because it's a semi-organic and looks very good between the stone and those organic elements there. Really, really good. Really translated very, very well to a pre-painted. Yeah. So that's that. So as I said, that one is actually challenging. So once we have it, everything assembled, we'll show you. But I think it's gonna be one of the best sets. I mean, further we go, the more sets we paint, better we're getting at it, so... Yep. Hello. Okay. What else there?
Yeah, we can go through some questions maybe quickly.
Yeah, go for it. I'll answer them.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, I'll be back just in a... 1 second.
Can you make an option with the sword and whip for the battle? Yeah. I believe we have actually talked about this in the office, so you can definitely potentially see that as an option. I think if we do end up going for this, we'll show it off in an update. Any news for Chronicle X? Unfortunately, I am legally not allowed to say anything at this moment. Maybe when the CEO comes, he'll have something to share. But no promises, as always. So, KD, for caves, is the decision that the sub-themes will have a different color than the core set's final? I believe more or less the ones that we've shown previously, in previous updates, the color scheme for those is more or less final. I don't believe we have plans to change them at this moment in time.
Yes, it is final for core sets. We're not going to be changing again. We did change like 3 times or 4 times already, so we have to finalize, otherwise we're never going to make it.
You want to say something about Chronicle X?
Yeah, Chronicle X 2.0 is on the agenda. It's on the agenda.
Oh, there you go.
It is on the agenda.
Official announcement. You heard it here first.
I think I'm getting more people on my side to be excited about the Chronicle X 2.0. And so on. So yeah, more people in the team actually joining me now.
Yeah, he also asked if we're going to implement research and manufacturing.
It's if the Chronicle X, if we do 2.0, it's gonna be really like done from scratch game with much more playtesting and everything else added into it. So anything will be on the agenda. So. I mean, I would imagine Chronicle X 2.0, in my opinion, should be. I mean, that's only me, but obviously, see what the team is going to say. But for me, Chronicle X 2.0 should be the size of Kingdom Death Monster type of game when you really play long campaigns and but in a sci-fi universe. That would be my ideal one. So the boss battles and massive bosses and things like that. So
Corvus asks, out of curiosity, if you have Prisma cast that fails quality check, can it still be shredded and recycled like unpainted sprues?
no. No, that's the one of the downside of it. So we have to make sure that quality is there on Prisma cast, bang on. Otherwise, it's just going to be it's going directly to the scrap yard.
Zijin asks, I like to watch videos of people playing Heroes 3.
Let's go back to this first question.
Yeah.
You know what we do? We overpaint again, by the way. So it's not like everything is going to be whatsoever. We can paint it over again, and I think we can even paint it like 3 or 4 layers or 4 times the same sprue, and you won't even realize it's been overpainted. So if you have a quality control, quality issue with a misprint or something like that, it goes back to overpaint. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Zijin asks, he says he likes to watch videos of people playing Heroes 3. Is there any chance for us to see a video of us playing Heroes? I don't think we have any plans for Heroes gameplay right now from us, but there's like a ton of gameplay videos already available on YouTube. But we will be launching, well, we do plan to have a recorded session of us playing Master of Orion.
There'll be myself, yourself, Jacek, and I believe...
And Dave.
So, 4 of us. And I'm gonna be winner this time.
We'll see about that.
Last time you were very lucky. Absolutely very lucky.
I got like the worst start possible and I still won. That's just a skill difference. I'm sorry.
It's a luck. A pure luck. Yeah. What next?
David, Heroes 3. One of the survey questions I was surprised to see was about the possibility of other factions, such as Factory and Snow Elves. How likely do you think they totally new / created from scratch factions would be? So, I mean, that's a possibility. Definitely not for this campaign, though. Any new factions, they'll have to be in the future.
Yeah.
Once this campaign is over. You want to add anything else, or?
No, nothing to be added, basically. So the ideas are good, and more people going to tell us we would like to more expansion. It's a better ammunition for us to go and use it as a leverage to convince a Ubisoft to add more stuff. So please do so. Go to the survey, fill in the survey, tell us you want more expansions, and then we'll say, look, 10,000 people wants more expansions in the future, please, let's work on them. So that's the whole point of the survey as well, to give us some leverage.
Tidbit Tunes asks, any plans for more smaller boats for Porthaven, like a fishing boat? Yes, indeed. So the plan right now is we're going to have conversion kits for the old Encounters skiff, the small boat. So you're going to be able to assemble it in like a variety of different ways. One of the sets is actually going to contain 2 copies of that skiff and also a conversion kit. So you're going to be able to make like an elvish looking boat, maybe like an orc looking boat, maybe like a dwarf looking boat. We'll have to see. But yeah, that is the current plan for that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Tom 3, in late pledge, will we be able to buy t-shirts and other props? T-shirts will be shipped at the same time as my pledge or earlier. It's going to be these at the same time. It's going to be with your normal pledge, so the normal shipping date. In once we open the pledge manager, then yes, you will be able to buy these props as well.
Exactly. And as we are on the Heroes, I'm happy to confirm so far that manufacturer, because as you might know, we're still using Chinese manufacturer, they confirmed the shipping date. So at this stage, there is no flag whatsoever. At the moment, it's actually great, and we should have the shipping in December, which means it should arrive around about January, end of January, or maybe February for first wave shipping. We did order much more than we anticipated, or at least what the surveys are the early pledges showing us for the legacy shipping, so we should be all okay. But yeah, that's that. It's happening. We will see how it goes next month, because obviously the manufacturer is always you will have on time, and all of a sudden we don't have on time. But
the case with the teleporting train, that was an interesting one.
Yeah, the train which was actually stuck in somewhere. Where was it stuck?
It was Kazakhstan, wasn't it?
Kazakhstan, yeah. Because okay, the weather wasn't good, and that's the reason why the train was there.
I mean, you know, well, they could at least provide us with more accurate info than it's going to be here in a day.
Yeah.
And then it's like
it's not
it's on the other side of the planet still.
So as for the survey, as we mentioned, I mean, this time it's not going to be train. I think this time it's going to be boat anyway. Maybe train, boat, I think. That's the survey time. So what could we improve in terms of presenting the game and its content? That's quite important for our team, just to make sure next time when we run any type of campaign, yeah, we will improve. And you know, all the big questions. Obviously, as I mentioned, the bottom section for survey is basically your voice. Tell us what your expectations are in terms of things. Okay, let's go through slides. Orion. This is how this game looks. This is how this game looks on the table when you play this game. By the way, we just had a new diplomacy blog, or new blog on our page. So if you go to archon-studio.com and you click on the blog, you find some information about diplomacy. I know this is like the current state of diplomacy, and I also know we want to improve this system a little bit. So, but it is what it is at this stage. Just read it through. You will probably... I think this is the biggest selling point for this game. Selling point for this game. Yeah, tiny cards. These are tiny cards for technology. So they're technology cards, and you have plenty of them anyway on the table. We have to be careful on the size, but we make sure that it's clear enough for you to actually play that one. And we had no problem with reading or whatsoever. Only the larger cards you have diplomacy, but this is just one card which goes next to, or two cards, maybe diplomacy or spice, depending. But again, going back to this one, I think this is the huge selling point for this game, diplomacy, which is very, very advanced, and I haven't seen the games like that with such advanced diplomacy. Especially there's gonna be more and more with expansion. So yeah, and you can win with diplomacy. By the way, it's not like you have to basically pull the fleet and combat. If you're clever enough, you will win. You will win with diplomacy. He did that. He did that last time.
What did I do?
You won with diplomacy, no?
Oh yeah, no, I
technology and diplomacy. I was like, yeah, I had the biggest fleet. I conquered the Orion, and I still lost by 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, that was just unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky.
It's a skill issue. I'm telling you. You should have gone for more research.
You were lucky because I was actually going against
you. Had the perfect possible start, and you still messed it up. That's not my fault.
Because I left your planet. I should conquer that planet, but I left it because I was a little bit scared about my fleet being cancelled. So I moved my fleet. Never mind. Let's move on. Let's forget. I mean, I want a revenge. Okay, so Orion, obviously, we have a pre-page, so Master of Orion at Astra. We have at the moment almost 9,000 followers. Great. Also, there's gonna be live stream from our headquarters. It's starting on the 21st. It's gonna be in Polish, so for all the Polish fans, join us. You'll be able to see how the game goes and how the game plays. Play with the current state. Obviously, this is just beta gameplay. We still have a lot of time to actually polish and, you know, tinkering with the rules and here and there.
The core game is like 98% complete. I'd say.
It is. Yeah. It's very playable, very, very good. So yeah, that's that. So that's for the Master of Orion, and we can move to the Porthaven. But before we move to Porthaven, I would like to go through some questions. Maybe you have some questions to answer. Do you want to answer some questions?
Yeah. In my opinion, before adding any mod factions, you should at least consider a factory or faction from other HON games, like Sanctuary or Dwarves. Yeah, that's something to consider. We'll discuss it with the team. So Adam says, I closed my pledge for caves to get legacy shipping. Now that I see the pre-painted subthemes, is it possible to replace one of the selected subthemes with another? It's a rough question. It really is a rough question, because again, any changes to closed pledges is, well, it's a nightmare for us. Honestly, I do just recommend reaching out to our customer service email. Maybe we'll sort something out, but no guarantee at this stage. It's very difficult for us. So Rasmus says, if I add more of the non-legacy mini packs, Will it delay my legacy shipment since you haven't changed my pledge to ready for shipping?
I think it hasn't been changed. You have to do it like quickly.
Yeah, if it hasn't been changed yet, you can still add something. Yeah. But you have to do it very quickly.
Yeah, because the team is back tomorrow. Accounting team is back tomorrow, and they're gonna jump on the pledges and keep changing them. Well, they change the statuses. Yeah.
Does the Orion material require a primer before painting? Guessing it's a yes, but I've seen lots of materials that lately that don't require any. It's high impact polystyrene. Technically, you can get away without a primer, but lots of people do use a primer for hips.
The miniatures, yeah.
It's the same material that Games Workshop uses. So again, if you want to use a primer, you can.
It's exactly the same material.
It is exactly the same material, yeah. But yeah.
So
I have seen some people paint it without, but you know, your mileage may vary. Will Porthaven have a lighthouse? It's a cool idea, but like massive terrain pieces like a lighthouse, it's very expensive tools wise, especially since well, we can't make a colon out of it, like because it would just look weird. It would be cheap tool wise to make like a proper just colon and call it a day.
We have a small towers from encounters, which they could count as a lighthouse. You know which towers we have.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
How about making some expansion? Well, the conversion kit for that tower and make that tower into.
No, I don't think that tower is just good enough for a conversion kit or anything.
Okay.
It's just too small. The tower from encounters.
Yeah.
We'd have to make like a new one, make it a proper lighthouse, and it's just like it'd be a lot of work. Lots of tools. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
For a terrain piece like that.
Exactly.
Especially since like you'd also, I think you'd want the insides to be playable as well.
Yeah.
It'd be like a lot of work. Right now, we already have this massive ship on our hands and like a whole bunch of other stuff as well. This is going to be like, well, this is our biggest DNL campaign to date when it comes to like the amount of work we need to do.
You mean Porthaven? Porthaven, right?
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot.
Really? Caves wasn't a big one?
I think there's more sprues here than in caves.
Wow.
And also, remember with caves, it's terrain. I think terrain is easier than like... Because terrain you can replicate.
You go out of leash and you're just going to make more tools.
Well...
Nah, I'm just joking. Okay, so this. Have a look, guys. Have a look. We have 3 decks. I mean, 1, 2, 3 decks. So we have a top deck, which is removable. Same as the back deck, and you can enter the captain section or deck, I would say, and the front one as well. And then you have a bottom. Everything is modular, not modular, but you know what I'm saying. You can actually assemble it. It's kind of like a push fit thingy. You put one on top of another one. It just locks in and stays where it is with small locks on the ship itself. But also those things, when you actually move in place, they should be flat, so you can actually disassemble your ship and play on different sections of the decks if you want. For that.
Yeah, so it uses the same solution as our storied buildings, so you can just take it off and play on multiple levels at the same time.
Exactly. You will also find some cannons. I think the cannons will be available as a separate purchase from one of the sets, and you will have like 20 cannons, 12 cannons. 12 cannons on that ship available. This is the cross section to show you the size. So here is like 40mm or something like that. At least it's feasible, good enough for 30mm models. So that's for sure. Do you have any model here? We don't have it, but that's good size for the miniatures, for models for normal size, human size models, right? So anything bigger than that needs to be on the top floor, on top deck. Yeah, we have some questions you can go through.
Yeah. Will the Tudor Mansion / Wooden Cottage get the Prisma cast treatment for Porthaven? Yeah, I do think it's a very good idea.
Yes.
I have actually discussed this with the team as well. Yeah, I've already talked about them with it, and they seem open to it as well. They want it to happen as well. These sets, I've heard that they're quite difficult to paint, like specifically the Tudor Mansion, and it's put some people off of buying it.
Fun fact: Tudor Mansion. This is the first ever test I did on pre-painted sprue. Yeah, so it was actually great, and that would actually convince me to chase and try this tweak this technology, adjust the technology for our needs.
Yeah. So you can expect to see some more
yes,
pre-painted sets in Porthaven as well.
Yeah, and what we can do great about it, because the pre-painted stuff and every single sprue is different, so have slightly different details on it. So would having this or that, and it's gonna be much easier. Well, it's gonna be quite easy to paint them anyway. So yes, and the most important, before the campaign starts, you will see exactly how the painted color scheme is. So that's that. Yeah.
Curiosity, can you add a section to the survey where we can write anything left out? I believe we already have a section like that. I may be wrong, but I do believe I saw one like that. But yeah, if there isn't one, then there probably should be, I guess.
Yeah, there is several sections. If it's not, there is a section when it says just the expansions and whatever what we would like to see in the pledge manager, and that box there will, if you want to put something else, to do so. Yeah.
Yeah, looking at the boarding nets on the masts, will there be an attachment to hang a mini on it? I think this is a really cool idea, actually. But
yes, it's a cool idea and great idea, but I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. Well,
if there's gonna be space somewhere, maybe.
Well, could be clunky.
I mean, it's just a gameplay feature.
Okay, we will see that. We will consider that.
Will you ever make room size tiles for the most common sets? Maybe an 8x8 grid in size instead of a 2x4? No, I don't think so. The issue with tiles that big is they need to actually fit on the tool. And I don't think an 8x8 tile would be able to fit onto a tool.
It would.
You think so?
Yeah, but we haven't done, because this is not 8x8, but we can do, this is a 2x1. So maybe 2x2, like this size. That would be maximum.
Well, unless he's talking about like the individual spaces.
Oh, individual spaces. But individual spaces you go 2x4 anyway. So he's looking for what,
instead
8x8.
of 8x8, yeah.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. 4x4. This is the maximum size we could do. Do we want to do it?
I don't think.
Don't know, because it reduces modularity. Reduce the modularity. If you have a smaller sections, you can use more. I mean, you can build a corridor with it. If you want to build something bigger, you just add one additional one. If I give you the big one, it just became big one, and then it will reduce the modularity of the system itself. So I wouldn't be convinced on doing that. Yeah.
Will it be possible to assemble it as a cross section? I don't think so, no. But I have spoken about a kind of solution to kind of maybe make the inside visible, potentially, maybe, and also add battle damage as like an option without increasing the cost too much. Maybe that would be possible. So you'll be able to see inside while you have it assembled.
Yeah. Tavern, Stronghold, and Wizard Tower are going to get Prisma cast treatment. Yes, at some point, yes. At some point, yes. We did say that, but we get more Prisma cast machines designed and built for us, and once we have 4 of them, we will have some capacity. But obviously, the caves are the first one to finish off, and then once the caves is shipped out, so this means next year, first quarter of next year, we will add more into retail. Or what I can say to you right now is, in the second quarter of 2025, we will have two sci-fi sets available in the Prismacast. So we decided to do that. Spoke with Marcin, spoke with sales team, and we will plan out and do that for the sci-fi. When you ask for the sci-fi, we will give you sci-fi. We'll see how it goes in the sales, we see how it goes in the retail, but yeah, that's what it is.
So, Shapahatep, I'm late to the stream. Is DNL Cave still on schedule? Yeah. It's still very much on schedule, even ahead of schedule, as we usually are with DNL.
So, just to be more clear about that, where we are, the sculpting is almost finished. The team is moving to our next project, which is the Porthaven, and all the sculpts we basically have almost done. Just small bits and bobs left. I think a couple miniatures, and that's it. So what does it mean? It means that we have much more ahead to our schedule, and the remaining tools should be done by December, which means then everything will be getting boxed and packed and pre-packed, everything else by January, February, March, and ship out to you.
Yeah. So we plan to launch Porthaven as we're shipping caves already, or once we're already done. So somewhere in that.
I mean, definitely needs to be like we always do. So you getting you getting caves, and in the same time, we kind of running the Porthaven or something like that. So Porthaven won't start till we obviously ship out stuff. But yeah, that's how we do. That's how we do. We need to basically have a project on top of the other projects. Well, once the project is shipped out and finished, we need to start other projects. So that's the reasons why we do that. Which the sci-fi set will be on Prismacast. I believe we decided to go with Alien. Don't do that. We decided to go. No, we decided to go with the Alien set, and we decided to go with what's the name? Alien set, and I think the core set. Yeah. Okay, let's
yeah, we can.
And this is another cross section just to show you from a different angle. Now, what is important about this picture here to show you is that we will be doing additional bits and bobs, once this is like, you said, what are you going to do? You decided to add some bits and bobs on this ship, right? As a stretch goal, so to change the front of it.
Yeah, just like some possible options, like a different bow, that kind of stuff. Just like minor changes to the ship.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure if it would work for the stretch goals. I think it would function better as like an optional add-on, because the issue with putting it in stretch goals is not everyone is going to get the ship. If they don't want it, then it's kind of a useless part for them.
Yeah. Okay, I want to show you this. This is a number of concept art we have designed so far. You can take them through if you want.
Yeah, so this first three on the left, right here, this is for the tavern. We have stuff like the bar stool, the barrel shelf, some miscellaneous stuff as well. Yeah, actually, this whole entire first half, it's all for the tavern. So you can see there's a counter as well. You can place like some drinks there, some food. We also have some chairs as well, and a shelf. Worth noting, I have told the team to design a couple of minis which will be sitting on these chairs as well, and work together with the table as well. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. But yeah, we have some interesting looking minis as well for the tavern. So yeah, we have this
dancer.
Yeah, dancers, musicians.
Belly dancer.
Hold on, not that far. She's just a dancer.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got like a tiefling singer. Oh, sorry, not tiefling. Just say it's like a different race. We can call them like Hellborn or something, or whatever else. Officially not tieflings. Ignore the internal name, please.
Yeah.
The bully dancer. Yeah. Here we have some salesmen as well.
Bully dancer. Martin is already.
Yeah. This stuff on the right, it's for the bazaar set. So, you got your salesmen, you got your sales props as well. We have a brand new stall as well planned with like a ton of props, and I think it looks amazing. It's a huge improvement on the previous market stall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually have it shown right here. This market stall. So the base market stall, it's not going to have anything on it, but there are like these smaller props that you can actually hang onto the market stall to show like an individual trader, or yeah. Yeah, obviously we have some crates. Crates are always useful. You can put them anywhere, especially for like if you're making a market, then you're gonna need some crates. Yeah, as you can see as well, all of these different NPCs, they have different props as well for their market stall. Obviously the weaponsmith is gonna have his variety of different weapons so you can just hang on. The potion maker obviously has all of his tools as well. Wizard has like staff, like a familiar as well, a very cute kitty, and
even the head of kitty.
no, it's a familiar.
Okay, okay.
Just a small familiar.
Well, we will have like them in the campaign anyway.
Yeah,
so.
like a tailor as well. Like we have like all sorts of props that are going to be on this sprue together with the market stall. with the new one.
Yeah.
Here we have a couple of NPCs as well for the ports. So usually, you know, when you dock your ship, there's usually, you know, some paperwork involved. You got to pay your taxes, especially if you're unloading goods. And you know, they say money is the root of all evil. So you can see why certain races may be attracted to those kinds of positions. Yeah, here we have some of the pirates as well, some concept art. We have various races here as well. I really like some of these concept arts, by the way. I think they're really nice.
Bartek made them, right? It's a mix.
Yeah, it's a mix here.
Yeah.
So some of them are made by Vivian. Most of them, I do believe, are made by Bartek, though.
Yeah. So there would be a nice variety of pirates. What about the?
I love this one, by the way. The second middle
Cannoneer,
left one.
Bombardier, I would call them. Well, the Bombardier is one at the bottom. Place of the bomb. Okay.
Yeah. So you know, take your screenshots, save them on your desktop. Because we're moving on. Here's the campaign page. As we can see, nearly 8,000 followers already. We are personally very shocked at this number that it's going this quickly.
Yeah, it says like we haven't done any advertising for it yet.
We haven't spent anything on ads, and
yeah, we haven't even mentioned this one officially, like on our channels. I mean, maybe on the Facebook, yes, but we haven't mentioned this one on any.
All we did is post updates on our previous campaigns.
Yeah, that's what we did. So just to make sure people knows that something new is coming. So yeah, it's gonna be heavy loaded with miniatures, obviously, and some scatter terrain. That's for sure. And when I say heavy loaded miniatures, expect some very large miniatures in this campaign as well. I did mention at the beginning, like dragons and everything. Move to Starcide.
Oh, Starcide. And here we have some initial concepts for our new game that we are currently designing.
We have a logo, by the way, so that's the official logo. I don't know if I show you this logo, but I've been working with Michał Kus. He's great artist in terms of those things. So he's been actually providing a lot of things, lots of ships. And I will show you something, because if you get the camera up,
yep.
This is one of the ships which we designed for this game, and this is well, look at the size, right? So comparing to anything like 28 miniature model, it's twice that size. So I would say it's about 50mm long, and this is a small ship, tiny ship, comparing with what we have for this game. So this is Corvette size ship.
This is just a 3D print, by the way.
Yeah, that's 3D print.
It's not a final product.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's gonna still have to go through a lot of improvements, lots of bits and bobs, make sure the detail is much better there. But we always do that. So this is a small ship, tiny ship, comparing what you're going to find in fleet. And it's gonna start with this size and goes. I mean, actually, that's the smallest ship we have so far, about 30mm. And this is what's the name? Interceptor. Let's say Interceptor. So that's the Corvette. This is next to it. So the next one, which is Cruiser, should be that size. I think we should have 3D print soon.
How are you going to fit this on your table?
And then Battleship should be that size. So yeah, you will fit on a table. So this is what we expected from this game. Something really large models and features. Definitely worth painting, and we'll see whether we can Prisma cast those things as well. Yeah, that's gonna be one of the tests I wanna see if we could do that, because that will speed up the process of actually showing everything game again. And yeah, so our spaceship combat game is coming very quickly.
And this question: is Starcide a fleet versus fleet battle game or TTRPG? It's fleet versus fleet. This game specifically.
Yeah. So that's for these concepts you can see on the screen. All this model is one of the first faction, which is basically Japan-oriented, well, Asian Japan kind of oriented faction in the future. That's why you can see the ships being kind of sleek and everything else. Can you move to the next screen, because there's more to show. Okay, so quickly before you move on there, 1 second, I want to explain this. So if you remember, we had a project called change the thingy.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Yep.
So if you remember, we had a project called Titanomachy. So we were also going to design mechs for the same factions, and then first the Starcide will going to start with the spaceship combat game, and then once this is fully developed and released to the market, we will carry on with doing the Titanomachy, which is going to be exactly oriented on the same, in the same universe with the same kind of theme of ships. And we've been sculpting some ships already. So this is the tiny mining unit, so that should give you some idea about the game. And then we have a bunch of other ships which we already designed. Some of them obviously just early prototypes and early sculpting models, but just to give you idea about the size of it, do you see that cockpit there? Do you see this? Right? Do you see this tiny bit there? This is actually the same size as that element here on the ship, right? So that is like 20 millimeter. So when you go back to the screen, that is 20 millimeter. It's gonna be a huge ship. That is gonna be quite large. This is actually battle cruiser, one of the biggest ships you will find in the game. So massive, really massive models, miniatures, and yep, that's what we want to plan to do, and it's gonna look amazing on a table, I think, because you haven't seen anything like that. I mean, probably, I don't know whether the maybe comparable to Star Wars Armada. Armada had like also massive ships, but here you have much more ships and so on, so on, so on. Yeah, so that's that. That is that. That is that. And yeah, so the Invoker, I did promise to show you something for Invoker. Invoker is really early stages of design, although we played the game yesterday. We did play the game. We did play the game, and it's good. It's shaping up very nicely, very good. It's very unique game, very unique playstyle. So I've been working with one of the artists. I mean, we've been working with several artists on the concepts, but that's how we always do. Like, few artists make the same concept, and then we pick and cherry pick from all the concepts which are the best. So I want to show you a few of them. So these are concepts for the characters, for the heroes. I do have something for the units as well, but this is for one faction. This faction is called Union, and what you're going to find, you're going to find extremely epic miniatures in this game. Something interesting, something great poses, and miniatures and models in really great. I think we have some good ideas here for that game. See how this one goes, how's the execution, but sculpting wise and models and miniatures, definitely gonna get something which is, you haven't seen it there from us yet. Yeah, some large golems, some gnomes, and so on, and you will have some normal units. You'll be able to call it on the battlefield. Yeah, the Invoker is basically yeah, I keep saying this because this is coming from me, I think, escalation type of game. When you start with the Invoker with one model on a table, and then every single round you called more monsters, demons, or whatever your Invoker is about, or troops even, and so on the battlefield to help you in conquering or fulfilling the mission, basically. So as I said, I played yesterday. I really like it. It gave me lots of thinking last night of how we could potentially improve, so I will have a chat with team later on that one, but I think it's going to be very unique, a very good game, which I really like.
Is Starcide supposed to have multiple factions, or is there another concept behind? Yeah, it's going to have multiple factions. The concepts you just saw, it was just for the one faction.
Yeah, so we're going to start with 3 factions on the get-go, and then we will going to increase for another 2 factions. So this is the first faction. Second faction is space vampires. No, second faction is actually aliens, like a grey aliens, like our version of grey aliens. And then we have a third one, which is space vampires. And then we will have the typical democracy faction. Yeah, so it's gonna be few good factions. I think those factions we already kind of have not even normal miniatures scope for it. We did design those miniatures, but we haven't even published those miniatures like for Starcide, the original Starcide game, which we haven't published a long time ago. But yeah, that's that. Right, so it's been around already 1 hour and a half. I want to finish this one off. If there is no more questions, more questions, we're gonna be wrapping up. And we will see you. When will we see you? In a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, a couple of weeks' time. Maybe sooner if we get to release the Orion gameplay video sooner than that.
Oh yeah, the Orion. I think we should record next week.
I was told it was gonna be this week, but seems like it's gonna have to be pushed back.
It's so many things happening here. We have lots of YouTubers coming to us. So it's gonna be a couple of Polish, or 3 actually Polish YouTubers coming to our place to do some, record some stuff, how we make models, how we make miniatures, how the game's being, designed, and playtest with us a couple of the games. We'll have some other big YouTubers also coming in December or maybe January, just to do exactly the same. So do the collab, show them how their miniatures, or our basically miniatures, are being manufactured, and show them the process and everything else. So that is the second thing. So yeah, lots of it's happening in the background basically, which we really can't talk about it, but yeah. Anyway, thank you again, and we will see you in a couple of weeks' time or before. Thanks again for watching us, and thank you for dialing.
Yep.